Okay, so today guys, in this lecture we are going to find the derivative of this function x plus 4 power 1 by q. And today's lecture is actually very important because today I'm going to teach you how you can solve for the derivative of a function where you have been given a function with exponents. Okay, so today's lecture is actually very interesting because we are going to study a new method. It is going to be first principle method, but inside the first principle method, how you have to simplify this term, I'm going to tell you how you can actually make this simplification much more easier. Okay, so how we have to start, of course, we would use the 5 steps that are shown to you on the right side of the video. Okay, so what are we going to do? We, in the second step, we actually added our increment in the dependent as well and in the independent variables, right? So here's my increment in the independent variable x, and here's my increment in the dependent variable y. Okay, and now we are going to move this y towards the right hand side of the equation. All right, that's pretty much it, and I hope that makes sense. Now you're just going to put the value of y that you are given like this. Okay, here. Okay, you have to concentrate for a while. You can see that x plus 4, this whole term is present over here, right? X plus 4 plus delta x. Let me just write it like this term becomes like this because we are going to play with this term x plus 4, 1 by 3. Okay, now have you ever listened about the binomial series or binomial expression phenomena? Yep, that's the same phenomena. We are going to use it over here. Wherever you are being given a function with, like, in this form like this, so you can simply use the binomial expression. Okay, well, and what does binomial expression actually tells you? It just simplifies this term like this. For example, you have to first of all write 1, and after that you have to write the power with the second term, and after that you have to write the power, then you have to subtract power, you have to divide it by the factorial of 2, and you have to multiply this term 2 times, and so on. For the next term, you are going to write n minus 1, n minus 2, 3 factorial, and after that x cube. Okay, so this term is going to be, you can see that we have x plus 4 over here, so I can apply the binomial expression, binomial series. It's going to be pretty handy as I'm going to show you how you can solve it using this formula. So let's just rewrite it: x plus 4 plus delta x 1 by 3 minus x plus 4 1 by 3. Okay, now you can see that x plus 4 1 by 3 is common over here, so I'm just going to take it out common. X plus 4 1 by 3. Now what would happen? So you can see x plus 4 and x plus 4 is present over here, so I can simply take it out common. Okay, let me just use a big bracket over here. Now x plus 4 is present over here, right? And there's a power 1 by 3, so these terms, this one term and this second term is common, right? So I can simply write 1. It's the same thing. You can, if I have two terms common, so I can see that 2x is actually common in both of the terms, so I can take out 2x common, and what would happen? This would go x, and this is the term exactly matching with the term which I have taken out common, so I can write a 1 over here, right? You can see that x plus 4 is common, and we can just write 1 in the place of x plus 4. Okay, now for the delta x, we are going to deal it a bit later. Okay, and you can see that with a negative sign, I have this x plus 4, and these two terms are also common, so I can also write a 1 over here. Okay, now comes the delta x. So if you see, the delta x is actually not common in this term, right? X plus 4, and there is no delta x included in it, so how can I take it common? You can simply write delta x divided by x plus 4, and you can also use a square bracket over here so that it actually resembles that x plus 4 power 1 by 3 is being multiplied by all of those terms. Okay, so if you look at it, if I multiplied x plus 4 1 by 3, this thing inside this bracket, what would happen? It would go like x plus 4 plus x plus 4 times delta x divided by x plus 4, right? And there's a bracket, and there's actually I should write the power over here, 1 by 3 minus this x plus 4 is multiplied, so x plus 4 1 by 3, right? And if you see that x plus 4 is cancelled, what do I get? X plus 4 plus delta x 1 by 3. This was the exact same term which I had in this step, right? So I can take out delta x divided by x plus 4 common like this. Okay, it actually resembles that delta x plus 4 would be the term if you take out x plus 4 common from that equation. Okay, so you can use it, and the proof is right over here. You can see that if I multiplied x plus 4 power 1 by 3 with everything given inside the bracket, it would give us the same result which we are having in the previous steps. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and if you did not understand what I just did in the previous steps, so don't worry, we are going to solve another question on the same scenario, and you are going to actually master how you are going to use binomial expression to solve for the derivatives. Okay, so we are having a 1 and there is a power 1 by 3, so that it actually becomes common. Okay, now I can apply the binomial expression thing in this term. Okay, so remember, you do not have to mess up with this thing. Okay, you do not have to disturb this term which is taken out common. Okay, all you have to do is to do in this term. Okay, don't touch this thing. So x plus 4 1 by 3, and what do we get? So by expanding in this form, first of all we will get the first form as it is, first number as it is, plus nx. It means that the power is being multiplied by the second term inside the bracket. So the power is 1 by 3, and what is the second term inside the bracket? That is actually delta x plus 4. Okay, so it's being multiplied, right? Plus we are getting power, and the power is being subtracted by 1. Okay, so the power, let me just write over here, power, all right, and the power is being subtracted by 1. Okay, and there's a 2 factorial in the bottom. Okay, and after that, what is present over there? The second term is being multiplied 2 times, right? We are getting a square power over here. So what is the second term over here? That is actually delta x divided by x plus 4, right? So I'm going to square it, delta, and that's actually being squared. Okay, and after that it goes same for the first, second, third, fourth, unlimited terms given over there, but I am just going to take it up to 2 terms. Why? I'm going to tell you it at the end of the question. Okay, now the brackets close and I have applied my binomial expression, and there is this negative 1 remaining which I took out common from this term, right? So I can simply write negative 1 over here, and this was actually included in this bracket. Okay, the large bracket, this one, which actually resembles that x plus 4 1 by 3 is being multiplied by every term inside the bracket. Okay, so I have actually copied this term to the next page, and now I would like to show you that how you can proceed with this question. First of all, you can see this 1 and this negative 1 can be cancelled, so that's pretty good. Now what you're going to do, you can see that if I rewrite this term, I should be able to see that 1 by 3 and 1 by 3 minus 1 divided by 2 factorial delta x plus 4. You know what is the beauty of this question? You do not have to actually open this factorial. Okay, you do not have to actually open this entire term. Okay, you can just keep it as it is, squared. Okay, this is the beauty of this question. You do not have to simplify this term. Okay, so you can see that delta, okay, actually I should simplify it a bit because this is going to cause me trouble. I should multiply this square. So delta x squared and x plus 4 squared. Okay, so what am I getting? Delta x squared divided by x plus 4 whole square. Now you can see that delta x is present over here in the first term. Okay, and delta x square is present over here in the second term. So this is the first term and this is the second term. Okay, if delta x is common in both of the terms, can I take it out? Can I take it common out from these terms? All right, so let's just take it out, and there's a delta x. Now what is remaining? 1 divided by 3, delta x goes out, so what is remaining? X plus 4 remains in the denominator. Okay, now we have 1 by 3 and again 1 by 3 minus 1 divided by 2 factorial delta x square, and delta x goes off, so what is remaining? Delta x only one time. Okay, delta x is actually out, so delta x divided by x plus 4 plus dot dot dot. Okay, this actually represents that this term is going on and on. Okay, now I told you in the first lecture that you have to simplify up to a point where you can take out delta x common from the terms. So I have taken out delta x common, and now it can be divided as it is told to do in the fifth step. Okay, so I have divided and I have cancelled. Now I'm going to simply apply my limit. delta y divided by delta x is equal to limit of x plus x approaches to 0, and there is x plus 4 1 by 3, and then there is 1 by 3 x plus 4 plus 1 by 3 1 by 3 negative 1 divided by 2 factorial delta x divided by x square plus dot dot dot. Okay, so if you see, wherever there is a delta x present inside the term, you can put it equal to 0. So there's only one delta x in this entire thing, that is over here. So I'm going to put it 0. Now what would happen if I put it 0? This whole term, this entire thing would become 0. Okay, because it's being multiplied. Anything being multiplied by 0 gives the answer 0. Okay, so what is remaining? X plus 4 1 by 3, and the remaining thing over this bracket is 1 by 3 x plus 4. So 1 by 3 x plus 4, and that is your required derivative for this function. I hope that was easy for you to solve, and if you did not understand what I said right now, so you can watch my next video in order to have more grip over this method.